Hi everybody, welcome back to another class of IELTS listening. This is unit 2 and we are still working on this book, IELTS 11, Cambridge 11, and it's IELTS academic. As you can see, previous time I was on my laptop. I decided to move to computer. I think it's easier this way and I have more space on my desk because my desk is not too big, and if I put my laptop here, what do I write? Because when I take the exams, you know that I write the numbers here so I can write my answers, and I'm really taking these exams with you. You know, I have never seen these exams before. I mean, especially IELTS 11, I never took it. You see, it's completely empty. I have written nothing here. So, if you remember, we started test 1. Let me check if everything is working. Okay, it's good, I think. Okay. Last time we were doing a test 1 and we did the first test, the first section actually. Section 1, it was complete the notes, fill in the blanks. And we fill in the blanks, one word or one number, one word and one number, and these were my answers. I answered all of them right, just one mistake, it was floor or floors. I didn't even hear that, so yeah, it happens sometimes, because IELTS listening is not just listening, it's also a practice of your focus. How long can you stay focused? Okay, and if you look at the answer sheet, this is my answer sheet. Arash Rahmati, you write your test date, candidate number, center number, everything here. And you have, as you can see, let me give you a full view. There are 40 questions, 20 on the left, 20 on the right. So as you can see, I have answered 10 of them in unit 1. This is section 1. Today we want to go to section 2. I really recommend that you take a piece of paper and pen or pencil and write these numbers on your paper. 11, 12, 13, 14, all the way up to 20, because I want you to take this exam with me, like watch the video, listen, because the first part I'm doing nothing. I'm just playing the audio and I'm looking at the text on the PDF. So you can use this video as a form of practice. And then write the numbers here. So I'm gonna do this with you, don't worry. If I make a mistake, you will see. I may make mistakes, it's fine. Don't worry about mistakes, we're here to learn. The previous time, I forgot to turn off my audio and video, but this time I'm gonna do that because I don't want to distract you in the middle of the listening. By looking at my face, you might be distracted. So what is Arash doing? But I'm doing nothing. I'm just writing these answers here. I might look as if I'm focusing so hard, which is what I am doing, because you need to focus in the IELTS listening part. Anyway, of course you don't write the answers in the answer sheets first, because first you should write the answers in the questions, okay? And then you have some time at the end of the listening to transfer your answers from this part, from this listening, to the answer sheet. So don't worry about writing it. If you have the book, please take the book and just listen to the audio of this when I am playing the first part. All right, so that was the introduction. I am Arash. I am from English with Arash, the YouTube channel. Make sure if you like these videos, like the video, because I think a lot of people like them but forget to like them, or drop a like and subscribe if you are interested in more videos. I have crazy number of free lessons, especially on listening. That's what I really love. You can use them. They are on my playlist. Just check out my playlist for a full course on different levels of listening, and you will enjoy it. I promise you will enjoy it. And this is another course I have recently started. This is Unit 2. So let's start. I'm going to turn off my webcam. I'm going to turn off my microphone. I hope by now you have prepared a piece of paper and a pen or pencil so you can take this exam with me. Then we will analyze it. Let's get started. Let me turn off my webcam and my microphone. Just listen to the CD. But before we do it, I just want to tell you this section 2, it includes question 11 to 20. So it has 10 questions. 4 questions are here, fill in the blanks, and 6 questions are here. It's on the map. So I will be moving the screen as we move to the second part, so don't worry about it, but just keep in mind that it has 2 parts. I mean, this is section 2 in 2 forms, 10 questions. Let's start. I'm going to mute my microphone.
Section 2. You will hear a guide talking to a group of visitors to a farm. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 14. Listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 14.
Welcome to the Fiddy Working Heritage Farm. This open-air museum gives you the experience of agriculture and rural life in the English countryside at the end of the 19th century. So you'll see a typical farm of that period, and like me, all the staff are dressed in clothes of that time. I must give you some advice and safety tips before we go any further. As it's a working farm, please don't frighten or injure the animals. We have a lot here, and many of them are breeds that are now quite rare. And do stay at a safe distance from the tools. Some of them have sharp points, which can be pretty dangerous, so please don't touch them. We don't want any accidents, do we? The ground is very uneven, and you might slip if you're wearing sandals, so I'm glad to see you're all wearing shoes. We always advise people to do that. Now, children of all ages are very welcome here, and usually even very young children love the ducks and lambs, so do bring them along next time you come. I don't think any of you have brought dogs with you, but in case you have, I'm afraid they'll have to stay in the car park unless they're guide dogs. I'm sure you'll understand that they could cause a lot of problems on a farm.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 15 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 15 to 20.
Now let me give you some idea of the layout of the farm. The building where you bought your tickets is the new barn immediately to your right, and we're now at the beginning of the main path to the farmland, and of course the car park is on your left. The scarecrow you can see in the car park in the corner beside the main path is a traditional figure for keeping the birds away from crops. but our scarecrow is a permanent sculpture. It's taller than a human being, so you can see it from quite a distance. If you look ahead of you, you'll see a maze. It's opposite the new barn, beside the side path that branches off to the right, just over there. The maze is made out of hedges which are too tall for young children to see over them, but it's quite small, so you can't get lost in it. Now, can you see the bridge crossing the fish pool further up the main path? If you want to go to the cafe, go towards the bridge and turn right just before it. Walk along the side path and the cafe's on the first bend you come to. The building was originally the schoolhouse, and it's well over 100 years old. As you may know, we run skills workshops here, where you can learn traditional crafts like woodwork and basket making. You can see examples of the work and talk to someone about the courses in the Black Barn. If you take the side path to the right, here, just by the new barn, you'll come to the Black Barn, just where the path first bends. Now, I mustn't forget to tell you about picnicking, as I can see some of you have brought your lunch with you. You can picnic in the field, though do clear up behind you, of course. Or if you'd prefer a covered picnic area, there's one near the farmyard, just after you cross the bridge. There's a covered picnic spot on the right. And the last thing to mention is Fiddy House itself. From here you can cross the bridge, then walk along the footpath through the field to the left of the farmyard. That goes to the house, and it'll give you a lovely view of it. It's certainly worth a few photographs, but as it's a private home, I'm afraid you can't go inside. Right, well, if you're all ready, we'll set off on our tour of the farm.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 3.
Okay, good. I think you can see me again, and you can also hear me. All right. I'm just wondering what are these black bars on top and the bottom of my picture. Let me. Okay, so I'm back. I managed to fix the problem. I had to restart the program. Anyway, I wrote the answers. These are the answers I wrote. Believe me, I didn't do anything. I didn't cheat. It's about my first time doing it. So I hope. Let's check the answers now. I want to check the answers to see how many answers I got right, and then we will analyze this test. Okay, section 2. Animal or animals. Okay, I wrote animals. It's okay. Tool or tools. Okay, I wrote tools. Shoes, yes. Dog or dogs. Okay, I wrote dogs. FG DH CA. Oh, I wrote CB. Oh, you can see I wrote CB. All of them are correct, but I have one mistake. CB, no, CA. I don't know why. We have to check it. Actually, the end of that map was a little confusing. I didn't really understand. But yeah, let me see. Where is A? Oh, A. I didn't even see this. Look at this. A is here. A. I didn't see this. I thought this is up to road. I just, you know what happened to me? I said, okay, it said go past the bridge. Okay, so it's either B or C. I have already selected C, so it should be B. But I wasn't aware that there is an A2 right in the corner up there. Oh my god, I wish I had paid more attention. But anyway, that was my mistake. You see, another mistake. Up to now, I have made 2 mistakes. Yes, 1 mistake in section 1, 1 mistake in section 2. If I answer all the other sections correctly, I will get an 8.5. Even if I make 1 more mistake in section 3 and section 4, just 1 more mistake I will get an 8.5. Anyway, I think it was good. Now we're going to analyze this, so stay with me. All right, good. So I'm going to write the answers first so we can analyze them. The first one here is animal or animals. Okay, I wrote animal. We could write both of them. Then the next one is tool. I don't know why this is showing up all the time. The next one is shoes. The next one is dog or dogs. Here the answers are scarecrow is F, maze is G, D, H, C, A, H, C. Here I wrote B because I didn't even see A, so that is my mistake. The answer is A. So you see, so far I have 2 mistakes in section 1 and section 2. What about you? How many mistakes did you have? Try to answer these questions with me so you know like what is happening. You can kind of test yourself. Is my voice being recorded? Yes. So we're going to analyze this. Stay with me. And let's start. I'm going to play the video again. Be careful. It says complete the notes below. Write 1 word. It means you can't write 2 words. You can't write 3 words. You can't write a number. So even if the answer is 2, you shouldn't write 2 because you shouldn't write the number because it's wrong. It says 1 word. You should write TWO. Be careful. Do not write a number. That's why I always tell you that the question itself is very important. You need to be aware of what the question really wants you to do. That was an example. Hopefully here we had only we didn't have any numbers, but even if we had, you would have to write the letters of that number, okay? And only 1 word. Okay, I am going to erase these parts. Just be careful, it's a 1 word, so you need to pay attention to that. Now I'm going to play this audio. Okay, let's go and play the audio.
Section
So let me say that in Farsi too. بچه ها بس دقت کنید وقتی صورت سوال گفته one word only یعنی شما فقط یک کلمه میتونی بنویسی، نمیتونی عدد بنویسی، نمیتونی دو تا کلمه بنویسی، نمیتونی دو تا عدد، مثلا هیچ، فقط یک کلمه. خب بیاین گوش کنیم.
2. You will hear a guide talking to a group of visitors to a farm. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 14.
Okay, when it says you have some time, look at them and try to guess what you are going to put there. Okay, so it says visitors are going to a farm, they want to visit the old farm, something like this. There's advice about visiting the farm. Visitors should, so what should visitors do in the farm? Visitors should take care of something and not harm any something. So visitors should take care or should be careful not to harm any, I don't know, crops, flowers, dogs, something like this. It is a noun. Visitors should not touch any, I don't know, animals, any expensive things, any farming stuff, something like that. It's something. Visitors should wear something, should wear a hat, should wear a t-shirt, should wear a what? You need to have this in your head so you are more kind of prepared. Visitors should not bring something into the farm. I don't know. Visitors should not bring cars into the farm. Visitors should not bring bicycles into the farm, something like that, with certain exceptions. There are some exceptions. Some people can do them. So with that in mind, during that time you should spend it trying to figure out what you're going to put in the blanks. You see, all of them are nouns. You have to put a noun there. Now listen.
Listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 14.
Welcome to the Fiddy Working Heritage Farm. This open-air museum gives you the experience of agriculture and rural life in the English countryside at the end of the 19th century. So you'll see a typical farm of that period, and like me, all the staff are dressed in clothes of that time. I must give you some advice and safety tips.
I must give you some advice. When it says advice, it means should. So I must give you some advice means I'm going to talk about the should part. It means now you have to listen carefully.
Before we go any further. As it's a working farm, please don't frighten or injure the animals. We have a lot here, and many of them are breeds that are now quite rare.
Don't scare or injure the animal. Listen again.
As it's a working farm, please don't frighten or injure the animals.
Don't frighten or injure the animals. You know, frighten means scare them. Don't scare them. Don't frighten or injure the animals. I actually heard animals. That's why. Injure means hurt. Don't hurt them. Don't harm them. Don't injure them. And don't scare them. Don't frighten them. This is what the CD said. I heard animals. That's why I wrote animals. But I don't know. Listen again. You can also write animal. It's fine.
As it's a working farm, please don't frighten or injure the animals.
So it's like don't frighten and injure. When it says injure, you should look at the injure is somehow harm. You should know that this is a rephrase of that. So it's the same thing. Don't harm them. Don't injure them.
We have a lot here, and many of them are breeds that are now quite rare.
Many of them are breeds. Breeds means a special race, like gune, nejad, something like this. Some of these animals are rare and we don't have more. If you kill them, if you injure them, we will never have any more of them because they are very rare species or very rare breeds. I think breed means something like that. Breed. نژاد or race of the animal or a special type of the animal. But anyway, the answer here is animal, because you don't say don't harm the breed. Yes, it says don't injure the animals. Breed is maybe one type of animals, but animals is all of them.
And do stay at a safe distance from the tools.
Do stay at a safe distance from the tools. When it says stay, دقیقا نگفت touch، ولی شما باید متوجه بشین. So he didn't exactly mention touch, but he said stay at a distance from. Stay at a distance, and what does it mean? Stay at a distance means don't touch, right? So you should be careful, because the word tools is mentioned here before you even hear touch. I told you in the previous lesson too. Later in the listening, he's going to say don't touch them. He's not going to say don't touch the tools. He's going to say don't touch them. So you should listen carefully, like what is happening before that. You should match them. Don't touch is stay at a distance. That's the meaning of it.
Rare. And do stay at a safe distance from the tools.
The tools. I wrote tools. You could also write tool, apparently.
Some of them have sharp points, which can be pretty dangerous, so please don't touch them.
Don't touch them. ولی شما نمیتونید بگید که not touch any them. نمیشه که. So he says don't touch them, but you should know what is them referring to. It's referring to the tools. You should stay at a distance, far from them.
We don't want any accidents, do we? The ground is very uneven, and you might slip if you're wearing sandals, so I'm glad to see you're all wearing shoes.
You slip. If you wear sandals, you slip. You fall down. Because they are slippery. You are moving and then you fall down. You slip. S-L-I-P. So don't wear them. You should wear shoes. This was easy, yes?
You're wearing sandals, so I'm glad to see you're all wearing shoes.
I'm glad to see. I am happy to see that, hey, yes, you have shoes.
We always advise people to do that. Now, children of all ages are very welcome here, and usually even very young children love the ducks and lambs, so do bring them along next time you come.
Here it says, do bring them along. Do bring them along means take them. Don't worry. Bring in ducks and lambs, something, these animals. But there's one animal, it says visitors should not bring. So there's something visitors should not bring.
I don't think any of you have brought dogs with you, but in case you have, I'm afraid they'll have to stay in the car park unless they're guide dogs.
They have to stay in the park, dog. What? In the what?
I'm afraid they'll have to stay in the car park.
Car park, something like this. So you can't take the dogs inside the farm. They have to stay out. So you shouldn't bring dogs inside. With some exception, if your dog is a guide dog, okay, you can take it in.
But in case you have, I'm afraid they'll have to stay in the car park unless they're guide dogs. I'm sure you'll understand that they could cause a lot of problems on a farm.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 15 to 20.
خب اینجا دیگه گفت برید 15 تا 20 تا نگاه کنید. من این عکس‌ها رو خودم گرفتم، از برای همین دستم اینجا هست. چند تا PDF گرفتم، اون تا تبلیغ داشت، به کیفیتش خوب نبود. مجبور شدم خودم عکس بگیرم از کتابم. می‌بینید که کتابم کاملا هیچی ننوشتم تو این کتاب 11 اصلا نزدم تستش رو بار اولم. و دارم با شما این تستا رو میزنم. فکر می‌کنم اینطوری اینترستینگ تر باشه. خب من اینجا هم درست دیدم، یه دونه آخری رو اشتباه زدم چون A رو ندیدم. I didn't see A and that's why I made a mistake here. A is up there. خب این تایمی که میگه نقشه رو نگاه کنید، خواهشاً خوب نگاه کنید. من خیلی خوب نگاه کردم، تازه بازم این A رو ندیدم اصلا دقتم نکردم بهش. خب پس ببینید خوب نقشه رو نگاه کنید. گفت you have some time to look at question 15 to 20. دقت کنید. گفتش کار کنید write the correct letter A to I next to the question. میگه اینا کجان؟ scarecrow یعنی چی؟ یعنی مترسک. Scarecrow is something you put up. Let me show you a scarecrow. Scarecrow. This is a, let me show you an image of it. A scarecrow. This is a scarecrow. It is for scaring something like scaring birds that want to eat the crops. A scarecrow نه scarecrow معنی میده دیگه. crow فکر کنم یعنی کلاغ. scarecrow ترس میخواد کلاغا رو بتونه هم چیزی. Anyway, scarecrow is مترسک, something you put on the farm to frighten the birds that want to eat your crops. خب میگه scarecrow کجاست، مترسک کجاست، و میز کجاست، راه میز، کافه کجاست، فلان کجاست. And you should look at the map. مپ رو خوب نگاه کنید. چیزای اصلی مپ رو باید بخونید. یعنی شما باید نگاه کنید حتما. You should look at this street and know the name of it. Main path. باید اینا رو خوب نگاه کنید چون یهو ریفر میکنه به اینا وسط listening. Because in the middle of the listening the speaker refers to these sides. اینجا میشه side path. همه از اینجا نگاه کنید. از اینجا بذارم اینا. ببینید از اینجا تا اینجا همه میشه side path. باید همیشه دقت کنید وقتی وقت دارید. نیو بارن رو نگاه کنید. بدونید که مثلا اینجا کار پارک خیلی سریع، یا اینجا بدونید که به پارکی هست. البته پارک که نیست، کار پارکه، یعنی ماشینا رو پارک میکنن احتمالا دیگه. این رود اصلی مین رود. این بریجه رو حتما نگاه کنید. یه پولی هست، حالا اینجا ماهیه، اینجا استخر روش یه بریج به معنی پل هست که خیلی جواب میگه از بریج رد شین، برای همین جواب با C و A هست. و از همه مهمتر باید اینو ببینید. You are here. شما اینو باید ببینید. باید بدونید که طرف داره حرف میزنه اینجاه. یعنی چی؟ یعنی اینجاه، روی این ضبط در این. الان فرض کنید اینجوری رو ضبط در این و میگه turn right. الان همون جایی که بگه turn right یعنی برید تو side path. اگه بگه go straight یعنی مستقیم تو main path برید. مثلا cross the bridge یعنی برید تو main path، از bridge هم رد شید. اگه بگه مثلا همینجوری که هستیم تو این به ضبط داره بگه look at your left یعنی کار پارک رو نگاه کن. بدونید اینجا این از همه مهمتره. و حالا همه اینا رو هم یه نگاهی میندازین. A هم نگاه کنید چون من اصلا A رو ندیدم، یعنی اصلا تنها چیزی که ندیدم همون بود. ولی خب اشکال نداره، چیزای اصلیش رو دیدم که این وسط بود. حالا شما گوشه ها رو هم یه نگاهی بکنید. یعنی تایم داده ما نگاه کنیم. So this has given us time to look at it. I want you to look at all the details. You should know where you are. This is very important. Turn right means go to side path. Look at your left means car park. Go straight means go to the bridge. Go in the direction of main path. Also look at the corners. There is an A here that I didn't see at all. So you should look at all details. Now let's listen. You should also keep track of these words. Scarecrow, maze, cafe, things like this. اینا رو باید جای ذهنتون داشته باشید. همش رو نه، این 6 تاشو تو ذهنتون نذارید. فعلا فقط scarecrow و maze. اونم میز رو چرا میگم؟ چون مثلا اگر اسکرکرو رو گفت و شما نشنیدید رفت روی میز، شما بدونید که شما اون تست رو از دست دادین و سریع شما برید رو میز. ولی اگه فقط اسکرکرو تو ذهنتون باشه هی دنبال اسکرکرو این آخرام نمیشنوین یا میبینید لیسنینگ تموم شد. So you need to know, you need to have a scarecrow and maze in your head. Okay? In case you miss a scarecrow and you hear the word maze, you know that, oh my god, I missed a scarecrow, so let me switch to maze. You should always have the last two words in your head. So, because if you just keep track of a scarecrow, it's not good. Maybe you never hear it and you are just waiting for a scarecrow and the listening ends. That's why I say you should keep track of two words here at least. The words that you haven't answered yet. خب ما الان دنبال اسکرکرو و میز هستیم.
Now listen and answer questions 15 to 20.
Now let me give you some idea of the layout of the farm. The building where you bought your tickets is the new barn immediately to your right. And we're now at the beginning of the main path to the farmland.
میگه now we are at the beginning of the main path to the farmland. farmland اون بالاست دیگه، farm yard و اینا.
And of course, the car park is on your left.
The car park is on your left. British هم میگه on your left. نگاه کنید دیگه اینجا نمیدونم موس منو شما میبینید یا نه. بذارید چک کنم. آره فعال. خب موس منو نگاه کنید اینجا وقتی میگه it's on your left یعنی چی؟ یعنی این دیگه، یعنی the car park is on your left. اینجا این یعنی لفت شما، این لفتتونه. the car park is on your left.
The scarecrow you can see in the car park is
The scarecrow you can see in the car park. اون مترسکی که توی کار پارک میتونید ببینید.
in the corner is left. The scarecrow you can see in the car park in the corner
In the corner. پس فهمیدیم که scarecrow you can see in the car park in the corner. خب کار پارک کلا یه F و I داره دیگه، کدومش کورنر؟ F. Only F is in the corner. So the answer is F.
beside the main path is a traditional figure for keeping the birds away from crops.
Now you need to, so now you answer the scarecrow, you should move to maze and cafe. این دوتا کلمه باید تو هدتون، تو مایندتون باشه که حواستون باشه میز و کافه میخواین.
But our scarecrow is a permanent sculpture. It's taller than a human being, so you can see it from quite a distance. If you look ahead of you, you'll see a maze.
If you look ahead of you, you'll see a maze. از کجا you will look ahead of you؟ یعنی از همین زبدره. So if you're standing at this cross, if you look ahead of you, you will see the maze. حالا کجاست؟ باز باید again we need details.
It's opposite the new barn.
تموم شد. It's opposite the new barn. برای اینه که میگم باید اینو میدیدین. این نیو بارنه، وقتی یه چیزی opposite it's the opposite side. Yes, so you say G is the opposite of new barn. نمیداره همونو میگه maze.
Ahead of you, you'll see a maze. It's opposite the new barn.
It's opposite یعنی چی؟ You will see a maze, it's opposite. Well, maze is opposite. Maze is the opposite the new barn. روبروش.
Beside the side path that branches off to the right, just over there.
Again, beside the side path. It's near the side path. You can see that.
Maze is made out of hedges.
There are جزئیات maze, giving details about maze. We don't need that. We should spend this time to look at these words. Cafes and black barn. ما دنبال این دوتاییم. کافه یا black barn باید تو ذهنتون باشه. انگار استک بذارید اونجا.
Which are too tall for young children to see over them, but it's quite small, so you can't get lost in it. Now, can you see the bridge crossing the fish pool?
Can you see the bridge؟ یعنی داره یه خبرایی میشه دیگه. bridge یه جا دیگه از اونجا. میگه میبینیدش. Can you see the bridge? Yes, I can see it. It's right. If you go straight, you will see it.
Further up the main path.
Further up the main path. It's here, main path.
If you want to go to the cafe, go towards the bridge and turn right just before it.
Go towards the bridge, برید به سمت پل and turn right before it. قبل از اینکه به پل برسین بپیچین به راست.
Cafe, go towards the main path. If you want to go to the cafe, go towards the bridge and turn right just before it.
Just before.
Walk along the side path and the cafe's on the first bend you come to.
The cafe is okay, so you go to the bridge. Before the bridge you turn right and you walk along the side path and the cafe is on the first bend. In bend means a turn, kind of turn, peach, yeah, cheesy. So the first bend that you see, exactly that's where the cafe is. So cafe is D. Now we have to look at black barn and covered picnic area.
The building was originally the schoolhouse and it's well over 100 years old. As you may know, we run skills workshops here, where you can learn traditional crafts like woodwork and basket making. You can see examples of the work and talk to someone about the courses in the Black Barn.
You can learn the skills in the black barn. والا برای ما مهم نیست اصلا کجا اسکیل میخوایم یاد بگیریم. برای ما مهمه که بلک بارن کجاه. حالا بگو کجاست. Where is the black barn?
If you take the side path to the right,
If you take the side path to the right. فقط حواستون باشه وقتی دوباره داره میاد اینستراکشن میده، حواستون باشه دیگه برگشتین به نقطه ضرب در. کلا تمامی این حرفا که داره زده میشه در نقطه ضرب در داره زده میشه اینجا. پس وقتی میگه take to the right side, turn right to the side path، یعنی همین اینجا turn right ها دیگه. اون قبلی رو ولش کنید، اون قبلی رو جواب بدین، تموم شد رفت. So be careful, any instruction you're being given it's from the cross. So when you answer cafe, again reset your position to the cross. Now you are here again and it says if you turn right here, if you turn right
here, just by the new barn, you'll come to the black barn, just where the path first bends.
Just where the path first bends. Bends اینجا it's another bend. خب شاید دونستن knowing the word bend can help you. Bend means a kind of turn. You همون the first place that the road, the path bends, it's H. That's where the black barn is. H.
You'll come to the black barn just where the path first bends. Now, I mustn't forget to tell you about picnicking, as I can see some of you have brought your lunch with you. You can picnic in the field, though do clear up behind you, of course. Or if you'd prefer a covered picnic area, there's one near the farmyard.
Covered picnic area همونی که ما دنبالشیم 19. If you want a covered یعنی با سقف with a ceiling, covered picnic area, I think you should go somewhere else.
Or if you'd prefer a covered picnic area, there's one near the farmyard, just after you cross the bridge.
Just after you cross the bridge یعنی اینجا شما میایین you cross the bridge. Cross the bridge یعنی چی؟ It means you go from here to here. It's on you. الان میگه it's on your right. دیگه وقتی میگه right دیگه چیزی نیست دیگه. The only option is C.
There's a covered picnic spot on the right.
On the right. So after you cross the bridge, it's on your right.
And the last thing to mention is Fiddy House itself.
This is my mistake, Fiddy House.
From here you can cross the bridge, then walk along the footpath.
عجب اشتباهی کردم. What a big mistake. اصلا دقتم نکردم. میگه from here you can یه دیگه گوش کنیم. من اینجا قشنگ راهش رو بگم به شما. I show you the path here.
And the last thing to mention is Fiddy House itself. From here you can cross the bridge, then walk along the footpath.
Cross the bridge. Okay, so that's the first thing. You go here, main path. You go here, you cross the bridge, and then walk along the footpath. Footpath is here. Footpath اصلا گفتی که معلومه دیگه. همینو من دنبال میکردم میرسیدم به A.
Through the field to the left of the farmyard. That goes to the house, and it'll give you a lovely view of it. It's certainly worth a few photographs, but as it's a private home, I'm afraid you can't go inside. Right. Well, if you're all ready, we'll set off on our tour of the farm.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
یه چیزی هم بگم این که الان میگه you have half a minute to check your answer 30 ثانیه دارین. بچه‌ها واقعا تو اون 30 ثانیه برین تو سنترها میبینید کسی نمیاد 30 ثانیه اینا رو چک کنه چون دیگه لیسنینگ تمام شده رفته مگر اینکه 5 ثانیه یه اسپلینگ چیزی بشه. سری میرن سکشن بعدی رو نگاه میکنن میان اینجا سکشن 3 رو سری چون این زیاده سکشن 3 رو نگاه کنید چقدره بعد اون وقت ندارید 27 تاشو تو اون تایمی که میده بخونید پس این 30 ثانیه‌ای که برای چک سکشن 2 داده رو شما باید بیاین اینجا صرف کنید اینا رو 2 تاشو بخونید بعد اون تایمی که زده اون بقیه‌اش رو بخونید چون این سکشن 3 معمولا اینجوریه البته همه سکشن‌ها اینجوریه یعنی سکشن 3 که تموم شد دوباره میگه هاف مینت داری نمیدونم 40 ثانیه داری چک کنی دیگه کسی چک نمیکنه واقعا میاد سکشن بعدی اینا رو میخونه که با اینا سر آشنا شه چون هر چی از قبل از اینکه لیسنینگ پلی بشه شما اینا رو خونده باشین کارتون راحت تره دیگه لازم نیست هم گوش کنین هم بخونید لازمه ها ولی کمتر چون دیگه خوندین از قبل آماده ترین حواستون باشه اون تایمایی که میگه check your work برید سکشن بعدی رو نگاه کنید سریع Okay, so I was just saying in Farsi that the best thing to do when you have this half a minute to check your work, to go to the next section and look at these things, because we have a lot of them and you need to look at them before it's too late. When the audio plays for section 3, you have no time to read all these. Each of them has 3 options. So that's just a technique. If you go to centers, you will see candidates usually turn to the next section and they don't use this 30-second check work, and nobody is controlling you, so you can do that. Okay, thank you. That's the end of this course. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and like the video, because a lot of people like the video but they don't like the video, like they don't drop a like. Yeah, I had another mistake. If you look at my answer sheet here, I'm gonna write them for you. I wrote all of them were good. I wrote animals, which was good. I wrote tools, it was again correct. I wrote shoes, dogs, F, G, D, H, C, B زدم, but it's wrong. It's actually A. So this is my mistake. A. پس توی کالم اول من 2 تا اشتباه دارم. یه دونه اشتباه در واقع از این سکشن 2 سوال 20 سوال 9 2 تا اشتباه تا الان. اگر این سوال این بری هم 2 تا اشتباه بزنم 8 میشم، ولی اگر یه دونه اشتباه بزنم 8.5 میشم. امیدوارم که 8.5 بشم. But okay, we don't know. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. If you have any questions, comment it in the comment section. I try to get to you as soon as possible and get back to you and answer your questions. Have a good day. Have a good night.